On this video, we're going to go ahead and cover every single hidden feature and some cool tips and tricks available for the Series 3 Apple Watch as ran in the latest version of WatchOS 8. So sit back, relax, and don't feel left out because the Series 7 is released. I know that. I already covered a bunch of hidden features on this device. We're just going to go ahead and focus on the Series 3 owners. And also take into consideration that this Apple Watch is still available in the market to be purchased brand new. So with that said, let's go ahead and start off with the basics and work our way up with some more complex stuff. So starting off with the control center. The control center got some new updates. I'm sorry for the performance. It's just how this Series 3 performs. But here you have access to a bunch of cool stuff. One of the most important ones is the Find My feature, which if you tap will cause our connected device to pin. And in addition to that, if we flip our device over like so, do it again but hold it for a couple of seconds, it will actually toggle the flash so you can locate it faster. The Wi-Fi section, if you press and hold, you can actually search for Wi-Fi networks here. So if your phone's not nearby and you want to connect to another local Wi-Fi network, you can literally scroll, connect, just like you would on a smartphone. You have that function. The power ability, if you actually tap on the percentage, will allow you to quickly have access to the power reserve mode. Once you activate this will extend the battery on your Apple Watch for several days. The only con about this, if we go ahead and enable this, we can only view the time, not the date or anything else. And to get out of this mode, just hold down the power button in a digital crowd until it reboots itself. So give it a couple seconds. Now, other important functions here is the theater mode is enabled. Basically, when you cover up the display, using the digital crown, you can actually rotate it to take a quick peek and rotate it down, or rotate it fully to brighten up the display. Go ahead and disable this. Walkie-talkie mode. When walkie-talkie mode is enabled, you will see a walkie-talkie icon on top. Right now it's trying to connect to my iPhone, which is why it doesn't show it. Just give it a couple seconds, it should connect. But this icon will be on top. That's just telling you that walkie-talkie mode is enabled, and anybody a part of your walkie-talkie friends list will be able to bombard you randomly. And then do not disturb is right here. This allows you to toggle all your different do not disturb modes you may have on your main device on your smartphone. You can add more if you like as well. When you bring down your control center, go into focus, tap plus, then whatever additional do not disturb modes you add, it will actually mirror on your smartphone watch right here, and whenever you enable it, it will enable on both devices. Then of course you have flashlight. It will get super bright. You have different modes to choose from, strobe, and a solid color. Airplane mode, water lock. This will allow you to actually go into water without tapping the display. So if your screen gets wet, it doesn't falsely tap anything to like call someone. But if you tap the digital crown and you want to unlock it, just rotate it fully. It does that to eject all the liquid inside the speaker grills. Now if you go all the way on the very bottom, you could tap edit and you can actually delete some of these icons. So if there's a settings or a mode that you don't use on the control center, you can literally delete them like so, or rearrange them even to your personal preference. And then here you will also find school time mode, and when school time mode is enabled, it'll just turn your Apple Watch into a basic clock, so your distractions and stuff like that are limited and you only have the important things you really need in any classroom, which is the time and date. And to get out of this, just rotate digital crown. It's going to ask for a confirmation, exit, and there you go. When you start a workout activity on the Apple Watch, you can actually tap the 3-second timer to bypass that, so it can start tracking right away. And then if you double tap the screen, it will actually create different segments as well. Now, new for WatchOS 8 is the return for the long press to switch between grid view and list view. So if you're not a fan of this grid icon to locate your apps, maybe you have a massive library, you want to simplify things, you could actually just tap and hold on one of these blank gaps on the display and switch to list view. And if some of these apps are apps that you really don't use and you want to get rid of to free up some clutter, you can always just long press with the grid view, tap edit, and you can delete some of these, even some native ones. And of course, with the grid view, you can just tap and hold edit. It'll just activate everything into wiggle mode. Now this power button right here, if you tap once, this is basically like your app switcher. You can actually customize it, so instead of your recent apps, you can have it so it will launch your favorite apps. And if you want to go ahead and do this, it's easier if you just take out the phone that's paired to it, go into watch, and where it says docs, here's where you can actually customize it between recent or favorites. And on favorites, here's your favorite game apps that it has by default. You can always tap and edit, rearrange it however you like, tap plus. Now control center can be accessed not just from the watch face itself, basically on any app. By long pressing, you can pop it up like so. Same goes for your notifications. And to clear them, just go all the way on top and clear all. Long pressing on the Apple Watch allows you to have access to all your other watch faces that the Apple Watch Series 3 comes equipped with. You can add as many as you like. Go ahead and add 3 if I can show you something else. And if you long press and you want to rearrange it, you could just do this. This way you can organize your watch faces if you have a large screen of different watch faces, library of different watch faces. And this up arrow icon allows you to actually share this watch face with a friend or a family, and you can send it to them via iMessage or an email. And then you go add your contact right here. And depending on the complication, the watch face was the complication, you can actually enable or disable some of these complications. Now, important features to know about, starting off with the calculator app. You can actually switch between tips or percentage. So the tips is good if you're eating out with friends, you're trying to split it with a couple of people. The calculator app has this feature integrated. But unfortunately, if you want to reverse back to the tips, the percentage, I mean, you gotta go into your settings, go into calculator, and select the percentage function. And now when you relaunch the app, you'll see that it has the tip function right there. And also by double tapping the digital crown, we'll actually jump back between previously opened apps as well. Now in the settings app, there's a couple things you could still change. One of which can be found in the display and brightness. Here, not only where you could adjust the screen brightness, but I highly recommend adjusting the text size to your personal preference too. It shows you an example right here, where you can minimize it and lower it right here. All personal preference. You can even bold the text too if you wish, and it does it right there right away. Now in the sound and haptic tabs, if you actually scroll down to where it says cover to mute, highly recommend having this enabled. This way, whenever you receive a push notification and you have your Apple Watch not on silent, if a notification comes in and you cover it for a couple of seconds, you're going to feel a haptic feedback, and the Apple Watch is basically going to automatically switch to silent mode without you having to do that manually. Try it out. It's actually really nifty. Now, if your Apple Watch has the passcode enabled, in here you can actually have it so that it unlocks with your iPhone. So say for example, if I take off my Apple Watch right now, it's going to give us the pin code screen, correct? If I put it back on, it's going to give us the pin code option, right? And if I take the phone that's paired to and I unlock it with Face ID, it no longer is asking for a pin code because our iPhone unlocked it for us. You can do the exact same thing vice versa too. If you have Face ID mask enabled, so if you go into your settings on your smartphone, if you want to go ahead and enable this, scroll down to Face ID and passcode, enter your passcode information. You can scroll down and see where it says unlock with Apple Watch. Enable the Series 3 in our case, turn this on, and now if I cover up my face and unlock my iPhone, it's gonna unlock with my Apple Watch, and I could lock it from here as well. Or I could do it vice versa as well, but now it's gonna ask for the passcode. Now, still in the passcode section on our Apple Watch, if you actually scroll down, you can actually disable the wrist detection. It's gonna request for you to enter your PIN, but with this mode disabled, basically, if I do take off my Apple Watch, it still is gonna remain unlocked. So that's a personal preference. SOS tab, here you can actually find your medical ID. You can set that up in the health app on your main device on your iPhone. If you haven't yet done that, just go on your health app on your smartphone, tap here, and you'll find your medical ID and just enter the details right here. But that medical ID can be accessed by simply holding down the power button on your Apple Watch. You can find it right there. And then in addition to that, where it says hold to slide button, when this one is enabled, if you continue holding down the power button, it's going to start a 5-second timer for SOS. So if you're being followed and you want to quickly like alert the authorities or anybody in your contact information, emergency contacts, that's how you get access to it. Or you can slide it manually. Stealthier emergency ring. Battery, here you can actually find a graph of your Apple Watch lifespan as well as your battery health. So if you're buying a used Apple Watch Series 3, this is where you can actually see the capacity, if the battery is healthy or not. And now, still in the settings, if you scroll down to mindfulness, if you're tired of getting some mindfulness reminders like the Breathe app and stuff like that, this is where you can actually go in and mute some of these or stop these throughout the entire day so you don't get bombarded with those notifications anymore. And sleep, this is where you can actually go in and fiddle with the settings for the sleep tracking. Now, if you're fully vaccinated, you can actually have the QR code on your Apple Watch by simply just making sure that you go into your health summary once you pair it and link it to your Kaiser account or other healthcare provider. Tap the Add to Wallet app. So I'm gonna go ahead and block this, of course, for privacy issues. But right here where it says Add to Wallet, go ahead and just add it. It's gonna take you to the vaccination list. And now on your iPhone, if you actually double tap for Apple Pay, you'll actually see your COVID card right here. I'm not gonna show it because it's a QR code. Personal information is gonna be there, of course. So as long as you're on the latest version of WatchOS 8, you'll see that the COVID-19 vaccination card is now supported. So now whenever you actually double tap for Apple Wallet, you'll find it right here. Now if you lose your Apple Watch somewhere, you can actually utilize the heart rate sensor to find it faster. So as a fine example, let me go ahead and place the Apple Watch right here. If you take your iPhone, go ahead and launch the Find My app, launch it, go ahead and locate the Apple Watch, wish me luck, in your Devices tab. Select the Play Sound function, and you'll see that this back bit, it's flashing. So it helps you locate it faster. Other nifty goodie, if you find yourself on the very bottom of an app, you can actually simply tap the top part of the screen, it'll automatically take you up. All in all, there you guys have it. Those are some awesome hidden features and some cool tips and tricks about the Series 3 Apple Watch running the latest version of WatchOS 8. If you're curious what Apple Watch band I have, this is from Nomad. I'll have it linked in the video description down below. One of my couple favorite leather bands because it actually adds character from the normal wear and tear, and it actually has some really nice like brackets here. Again, I'll have this one linked in the video description down below. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed. If you did, greatly appreciate if you could actually leave this video a like, as those help me out a lot. And get subscribed, especially if you enjoy a lot of tech videos just like this. If you'd like to see more, check out this video over here as I go through my favorite accessories I have on my Apple Watches. And in that video over there, that's just a video that YouTube's recommending specifically for you. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.